Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Patriotism is perverted. Sarah Silverman attacks Republicans in her show I Love You, America. Comedian Sarah Silverman stars in a show called I Love You, America. She claims to be a liberal reaching out and trying to get along with the other side. However, she says some insane things that suggest otherwise. Patriotism is perverted, she claimed during an interview with Vice News. We're not on the same page of what it means. To me, being patriotic is loving your country, being a citizen, having a voice, being e pluribus unum. How perverted is it to go from we are one to we are number one, which is such a childish idea, she said. It's childish to recognize that America is the greatest country on earth. The president is childish. He was stunted around 8 years old, maybe something traumatic happened, but he stopped growing emotionally. And yet, he got all the way to the presidency. There are a lot of pathologies that are not healthy but can bring great success, if that's how you measure success. The deepest people look at the world with wide open eyes, which is childlike, not childish, she said. What happened to reaching out and understanding the other side? I have to think that oligarchs and billionaire wealth addicts aside, for the most part, we are more alike than we think. We're just getting our news from outlets that are telling us different types of stories, she said. MSNBC Republican strategist accuses Fox News of being like propaganda in authoritarian countries. MSNBC's Republican strategist Steve Schmidt sounded surprisingly not Republican during his attack on Fox News. That Fox News panel, the breathtaking dishonesty of it is beyond my ability to articulate. That is no longer a news organization. That is what American state media looks like. That is what White House controlled in the service of the president misinformation looks like, said Schmidt. It sounds more like he is describing MSNBC during the Obama administration. That is indistinct from propaganda in authoritarian countries. It is aimed directly at weakening essential institutions and misinforming the American people. It is appalling, he said. He sounds a lot less like a Republican strategist and more like Joy Reid. It does seem Donald Trump has the tools of authoritarianism down. He that the dance of authoritarianism down to a science, said Reid. Step 1, claim the investigation of you is a fraud being conducted by enemies of the state. Step 2, get your state-run media, your affinity media to echo that into your base and whip them up into a frenzy against those investigating you. Step 3, get the state party, in this case the Republican Party, to echo that from the seat of government and say, wait a minute, the people investigating the president are themselves criminals, said Reid. New report exposes just how much Trump's tax cuts will grow economy. Liberals are in denial. President Trump just made our country a much better place to live. CNN will be horrified. The Washington Square Journal released an article talking about just how much the tax cuts will help Americans. But maybe CNN will call it racist because 197 million white people will benefit and only 38 million black people will benefit. That's all the white people and all the black people in America. There were several surprises for investors when Republicans unveiled their final tax bill Friday, but the most significant is that they add up to a bigger boost to economic growth next year, writes the Wall Street Journal. The bigger stimulus could fundamentally change how the market behaves in 2018. Sales and profits will be stronger than most investors expect. But with the unemployment rate low, wage pressures will mount faster, and inflation should pick up more. If the tax plan passes, as seems likely, it could lead the Federal Reserve to raise rates faster, putting the bond market at risk, says the Wall Street Journal. The tax plan was always expected to juice the economy, but the Senate version, which passed after the House approved its bill, had relatively modest short-term stimulus. While the stock market kept rising in anticipation of a cut, the bond market hardly budged, it says. The bill unveiled Friday front-loaded more than $200 billion in stimulus for next year. Economists had been penciling in a boost of about 1/3 of a percentage point next year. Now that is looking way low, it says. Colin Kaepernick excitedly announces new NFL opportunity, but then he gets hit with bad news. Famous rapper P. Diddy announced that he wants to buy the Carolina Panthers and hire Kaepernick. I believe it's time to turn the franchise over to new ownership. Well, I need to send a message out to all the people in the beautiful state of North Carolina. I will be the best NFL owner that you can imagine. I will immediately address the Colin Kaepernick situation and put him in the running for next year's starting quarterback, Diddy said. It's just competition, baby. It's just competition. But also, I will have the best halftime show, the best selection of music, and we will win Super Bowl after Super Bowl, said Diddy. He then tweeted how this was especially exciting because he is black. There are no majority African American NFL owners. Let's make history, he tweeted. I want in. Tweeted Stephen Curry. Then Kaepernick got himself involved. I want in on the ownership group. Let's make it happen. Tweeted Kaepernick. Unfortunately, while Kaepernick might be excited to finally get a job, the chances of it happening are extremely low. For starters, it costs $2.3 billion to buy the team. This is far more than P. Diddy, Stephen Curry and Kaepernick's net worth combined. Second, P. Diddy is known for his wild exaggerations. In October he tweeted, I did have a dream to own an NFL team, but now my dream is to own our own league. UN tries to nullify Trump's Jerusalem decision, Nikki Haley destroys them in brutal way. President Trump made history when he fulfilled his promise to recognize Jerusalem. However, the UN wants to reverse the decision. The UN Security Council has voted 14-1 in favor of a resolution calling on Trump to rescind declaration on Jerusalem. The US vetoed. Bharat Karlandre _AFP tweeted AFP's White House correspondent Andrew Beatty. However, U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley did not take kindly to this. The United States will not be told by any country where we can put our embassy. What we have witnessed here is an insult. It won't be forgotten. It is one more example of the Union doing more harm than good in addressing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, responded Haley. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanked Haley for standing up for Israel. Thank you, Ambassador Haley. On Hanukkah, you spoke like a Maccabi. You lit a candle of truth. You dispelled the darkness. One defeated the many. Truth defeated lies. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Nikki Haley, tweeted Netanyahu. Israeli Ambassador Danny Danon said that the UNSC can vote another 100 times to criticize our presence in Jerusalem, but history won't change. It's time for all countries to recognize that Jerusalem always was and always will be the capital of the Jewish people and the capital of Israel. Are you glad we have Nikki Haley? CNN's Hilary Rosen shames random citizen wearing a bacon outfit for being anti-Semitic. CNN continued its trend of trying to shame random citizens. They angered many Americans this year when they discovered the identity of the man who made the Trump and CNN wrestling gif. They threatened the man into silence, telling him that if he insulted CNN again they would expose his identity. Now CNN guest Hilary Rosen attacked a man for wearing a bacon outfit to a basketball game. The young man, Michael Bacon, has a last name that sounds like bacon. Because of this, he oftentimes wears his bacon suit to events for fun. However, Rosen assumed he wore the suit to the basketball game because the opposing team had Jewish players. Rosen assumed, without doing any research, that Bacon was trying to make an anti-Semitic statement, and so she photographed him, and blasted him on the internet calling him an anti-Semite. Be careful what you wear in public. CNN might be watching. Look at the guy in the Bacon suit. This is a Georgetown #Hoyas fans anti-Semitic smear to the Syracuse team, tweeted Rosen. Hey Bacon man. #Syracuse for the win. Bigots lose. By #Hoyas #Hughes, she followed up. Bacon saw the tweet and tweeted back. Hey, it's Bacon man. It's actually Mr. Bacon, pronounced Bacon. Just a fun costume, he tweeted. Rosen realized her mistake, apologized and deleted her tweet. Awesome, you found me. Thanks for telling me. I'm new to this school rivalry and got some bad info. I apologize and took down my tweet, she tweeted.